Hello, and welcome to Moonlight Labs. When you first sign up, you'll be taken to this editor screen. And on the left, you'll see a bunch of different options. But to begin, let's start with AI. And when you click it, you'll see 4 different types of generation options: image, video, sound effects, and voiceover. What I typically recommend, especially if you're new to generations, is to start with generate image. When you click generate image, you can either begin with text or you can bring in your own image to then stylize. So let's say we go Toronto skyline. So you can describe anything you want. You can use as few or as many words as you'd like. You can have it export generate either as an image or a vector. You can select different styles, this whole list here. And you can describe the format you want it. So square, portrait, landscape, etc. For this example, let's try landscape. And we'll do realistic image. So when we generate, it appears in the output. We call this sort of the canvas. So in the canvas here, you'll see it generating. I can click and move it around. And there's our output. It's done generating already. So we can move it to the top. We can resize it. And you also see that it appeared down here. And this is like a timeline. So the idea is that it's both a generation platform as well as a multi-track editor. That way you can assemble your clips and export. So now that we've created our image, let's close this tab. And now let's generate a video with it. So we click generate video. And we see the same prompts. We can either do a text input or an image input. So for now, let's bring this Toronto skyline to life. So let's select image input. And then we select image. We go to our AI generated images. We can click more if you want to see all the different things you've generated so far. But let's bring in our Toronto skyline. And what do we want to see? We can either let the AI interpret the image and bring it to life, or you can be very, very descriptive. It's like you're a movie director. So maybe you want to see a plane flying over the sky. Plane flying over the sky. And you can even have, let's see if the night will turn to, over the sky as the sky turns to night. Let's see if we can do that. And for the model, right now there's the default model, but if you want it to go a little quicker, you can do turbo. The output may not be quite as strong, but let's try that just for demo purposes. So when we click generate, you'll see it's generating here, and you see a second thing has now appeared in the timeline. So we can move this around, and when it's done, it will let you know on the bottom right. So while it's generating, let's close this tab. And you see here as well, it's loading. So if we click generate sound, this is to create a sound effect. So let's say we did city traffic in a bustling city. So we can select our duration, let's say 5 seconds. And let's click generate. And again, we can close that while it's generating. Oh, that one's already done. So you see down here. So we can click show. And that's at the top left is always going to be the most recent sound generation. And you can preview it. And when you click it, it's going to bring it into the timeline wherever your playhead is. So if you wanted to move it to the beginning, you can just move it to the beginning. Every clip can be extended and shortened. So let's bring it to the end. Anything can be split by clicking the split. And it looks like simultaneously the video is also just finished. So let's go to the very beginning and let's see what this created. Whoa. Wow. Very cool. So it kind of created 3 different shots, and the day turned to night and the plane went across the city. So again, we can move these clips around. We can change the order. We can put one under the other. just like you would with CapCut or Adobe Premiere, etc. So let's close the sound generation. And if we wanted, we can have somebody narrate. So when we click the AI voice, we can say, Toronto is my favorite city. I'm a Leafs fan. And you can pick from the different voices. You can get a sense of how they sound.
Government of the people.
It is not so important to know.
So let's say we selected,
Life without love.
let's say we like this guy, Roger. So we select Roger, and we click generate. And just like with generating sound, it's going to appear, oh, it's already done. Here on the top left, we can click it. And let's hit play. So if the audio is a little too loud, we can select the music volume and bring that down a bit.
Toronto is my favorite city. I'm a Leafs fan.
And so let's close that. So now we've generated images, videos, sounds, and voice. In the generate video, you'll have seen that there were two models here in the image to video. But when we click text, when you select model, there will actually be now 3 models. And we hope to keep adding more models as we can. So the premium model, this is also known as VO3. This one costs a little more credits because it's a bit more powerful. You can describe anything you want, but you can also provide text for the character to speak. So it can do sound effects, it can do voice, like avatar speaking, all combined into one video. And it can do 8-second clips, and it takes a little bit longer, but I would say it's completely worth it. Regular default and turbo modes cost around 300 credits per video, while the premium is around 1,500 right now. Images only cost 12 credits, so that's why I recommend starting with images, generate a bunch of different images, and then bring them into video generation. Now let's say we wanted to change the format. So we've been creating this timeline, we have our video, and in just a simple click of the button here in formats, we can change the format to story, so like a portrait for TikTok, or a square for your social feed. So here we select the story, instantly crops. If you wanted to change the crop of the video itself, you can double click and move the video around. And we can click social feed, so this is now a square. So just in a simple few clicks, you can immediately export in different formats. So speaking of format, at the top right, you'll see a save button, and just next to it, we have export video. So just one click of a button, exports immediately. We can change the format, change it to story, double click, realign to fit what you're looking for, export, and in just a few seconds it exports. And by default, it will export from the beginning to the end of the timeline. And you'll see that in the lighter gray area. And it will automatically change the duration of that timeline as you move things. So if you were to stack everything here, it automatically detects the beginning and the end of all your clips. So you'll never have black frames. You can also upload all your own content. So in the upload section, you can see images, videos, and audio. So you can bring in your own assets, mix and match with the stuff you've generated. You can also add text. So you can add a title. You can move it around in the canvas, double click to change the title. Hello from Canada. You can select it, change its color. You can even add animations to this text, looping it, in animations, out animations. And here, when we clicked text, it added another layer. So we can stretch that out so that it goes along the whole video. can change the font. So it's basically like a mix of, we like to think of this as a mix of Canva meets CapCut and Sora. We can generate, we can multi-track edit, and you can export to any type of format. So I hope that's enough to get you started. We'll be releasing more tutorials as we go, and I'm excited to see what you create.